welcome to Glisten's Culinary Delights. Today we're going to learn how to make some amazing Liège waffles. We're going to have a toasted coconut lime Liège waffle that I'm going to show you to make. There's also a strawberry one that you can make, or you can make any type that you want. Stay tuned and we'll show you how to do it. Okay, so for the first step, we've got 3/4 of a cup of warm milk, and I just heated this up in the microwave. You don't want it like scalding hot, you just want it lukewarm. So I've got that, and then I've got my active dry yeast. It's 2 1/4 tablespoons. I'm gonna put that in with the milk. And then 2 teaspoons of sugar. Give it a good stir. Okay, once you've got that all incorporated, I'm gonna set this aside, and you're gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes so that yeast can bloom. You'll know when it's ready when there's like a frothy mixture on top of the milk. Okay, so next step, I have 2 sticks of butter that I've just popped into the microwave, and it's melted now. Like with the milk, you don't want it to be scalding because we're going to put 2 eggs in with this mixture and stir it up, and so you don't want to cook the eggs when you put it in here. So this has just been sitting at room temperature for a little bit. So I'm just going to put the eggs in there. All right, so that looks good. So the next thing you're gonna do is I'm gonna bring my mixer over here, and we're gonna put all the ingredients together. All right, so I've got my mixer, I've got my ingredients, and then we have that yeast mixture that we're gonna put in last. But first, on your mixer, you're gonna wanna use your dough hook. It looks like this if you don't have a dough hook, or if you don't have a mixer, you can just use your hands, or just a hand mixer if you wanted to. So I'm gonna use the dough hook on here. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my ingredients here. We have 3 1/2 cups of flour and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so next we have our butter and egg mixture that I'm going to put in here. Okay, a teaspoon of vanilla. And then last but not least, we have our yeast mixture. It's already starting to smell yeasty, and if you can see on the top of that yeast mixture, you've got like a foamy liquid. That's how you know it's ready. Put the yeast mixture in. Okay, so now that I've got all the ingredients in here, I'm just gonna turn it on medium and just let it mix. That's how you know it's ready, when all the sides are coming off clean. Okay, so now that it's done, I'm just going to remove the dough hook. Put that aside. Get my dough. And then I'm just going to cover this up, whether you cover it up with plastic wrap or a towel. Paper towels even would work. And I'm just going to put this in a warm, dry place for about an hour. It's going to double in size once it's done. So here's what it came out to. This is what it looks like now. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to make a coconut whipped cream with just coconut milk and a few other ingredients. You don't have to do this if you're making Liège waffles. You can always just get a can of like the spray ready whipped cream, and that'll work just as fun, just as good. But I'm gonna show you how to make a special coconut whipped cream. So first you're gonna do a can of coconut milk. Looks like this. And you're gonna store this in the fridge. I had this in the fridge for about a day, about 24 hours. But you can do it up to 2 days, and I'll show you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour out the liquid that's inside this can, because we're not gonna use that. Putting it in the fridge, if you can kind of see, you've got like that little solid wedge, and that's what you want. So now that I got that liquid out, I'm just gonna pour the rest of this inside my mixer, my mixing bowl. Now this mixing bowl I have also put in the freezer, so it's really cold, and this is gonna help you get the whipped cream to your solid consistency that you need it to be at. So I'm just gonna mix this on medium speed. I'm just gonna let this go for a couple of minutes, mixing like this. Okay, once you've let that go for about 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to add in your sugar. So you can do powdered sugar, you can do honey, you could do agave syrup, however you want to do it. And you're going to do between 2 and 4 tablespoons, however sweet you like it. So I'm going to be using powdered sugar. So I'll put my powdered sugar in. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm going to continue to mix it. Alright, so I put the coconut whipped cream in the fridge and it's just going to be chilling for now. Now we're ready for our waffles. So here's what the dough looks like after it's been rising for about an hour and a half. I'm just going to punch it down and then I'm going to grab our pearl sugar. And so this is what the pearl sugar looks like. It's not like your normal like granulated sugar. I'll open it up and show you. They're just little tiny little pearls. We're going to put that in our dough. So we're going to use about 1.5 cups of sugar. And then 1/2 cup, like I said before, you can put less sugar if you don't want it super sweet. Okay, now that I've got all the sugar in there, I'm just going to roughly mix it up with my hands and try to incorporate all that pearl sugar through all the dough. All right, so there you have it. That's what it looks like with all the sugar incorporated into the dough. Next step, I'm going to separate this into small dough balls. About that size. Okay, there you go. I have about 7 dough balls here, so that'll make 7 waffles. If you make them a little smaller, then you can yield a little more. All right, so next step, this is ready to go. My waffle maker is heated and the green light is on, so that means it's good to go as well. So I'm just going to spray my waffle maker on both plates, and then I'm going to put one of these dough balls on and see how they turn out. Now when I put the dough ball, I'm going to squish it just a little bit so you get like a little round circle. Spread it across the waffle maker bottom. Close the lid. Turn it over. And then that's going to cook for about 3 minutes. Most waffle makers have a little light that tells you when the waffle is done. But if yours doesn't, then about 3 minutes until it's brown. It's already smelling good. I'm so excited. Okay. All right, my light's on, so I'm going to open this up. Oh yeah. Now you're going to want to be very careful when taking this off of your waffle maker because it's got some scalding hot sugar. And you don't want that on your fingers. There we go. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna cook some more of these up and then we will put it all together. All right, you guys, so we're just gonna put that whipped cream on here and then we'll put a few toppings on there and then I'll show you how it goes. So let's do the whipped cream first. Just gonna put a spoonful of that whipped cream that we made earlier on there. Perfect, and put this aside. Since this is coconut whipped cream, I've made some toasted coconut and I put some lime zest in the toasted coconut. So got a little lime in the coconut. Sprinkle that on top. If you want chocolate, you can. I have these little sticks of chocolate that I just chopped off a chocolate bar. You can just shove them in the little crannies on the ends. If you want it inside, I'm not going to put it in mine. And then also, if you don't have time to make whipped cream, or you're in a pinch, or you just don't really care and you just want to do it fast, you can use the spray whipped cream. Let me grab mine. So you can use the spray whipped cream. Do that one on top. All right. So I'm going to put that strawberry one right there, but I'm going to taste the coconut one. So let's just give it a taste. Get a little corner off. Get a bit of that whipped cream with that yummy coconut. All right, here we go. So good. that coconut whipped cream. You can really taste the coconut and the whipped cream. And this little crunchiness on top with the coconut, the roasted coconut. And the lime, you get a little hint of the lime. It's just perfect and goes with a nice crispy waffle. So good. We usually make these a few times a year for like special occasions, birthday breakfasts, or you can make these anytime though. You can make these on a lazy Saturday, Sunday, anytime you want to make waffles. They turn out great. They're easy. You can make them the night before. You can store them in the freezer once you're done if you have extras. And just microwave them when you're ready to eat. Thanks for joining me today while we made Liège waffles. I hope you have a chance to try this recipe. Please like and subscribe. The recipe will be down in the description, so if you do try it, I'd love to hear back from you. Also, you can check that notification bell if you'd like to receive any updates on our videos. Thank you so much.